So thank you so much for accepting an invitation today. Please tell me how we got into filmmaking.
I think I got into film unofficially by the virtue of the family I was born into. My father was a filmmaker, and yeah, growing up, I saw how films are being made, and I learned, somehow learned the business side of filmmaking, and I think that was how it all started until when I grew up and I started nursing the ambition of going into the same thing, and I somehow started on it.
Please tell us a little bit about your father as well, his contemporaries and what else.
Okay, my father, my father's name, late Afolayan, also known as Adelove. He was born in 1940. He died in 1996 at the age of 56. He had 8 films to his credit, celluloid films, and he was a theater practitioner, and he moved from theater to film, and he was one of the film pioneers in Nigeria, in the in the mid-70s.
Many regard you as the greatest filmmaker alive today. So why do you think that is?
I'm a regular guy, and maybe that's why a lot of these things don't really mean much to me. What means everything to me is dreaming a picture and making it happen. We all see movies, and we travel, and you see things, and a lot of time you ask yourself. I always ask myself, how come things are not done this way here, and how come the way it's done here is not the way it's done over there? And I realized that, look, it can't be the same. But somehow, as a filmmaker, you can bring different worlds together, and it's up to you to determine what you want to make of it. What I want to make of motion picture is to do things that will outlive me. Things that even after I'm gone, my name will be there. I'll be remembered. For the work. Because I just restored some of my father's films, and every time I look at them, it feels like the man is not dead. Because I could still see him move, I could still see him talk. So films don't die. Film is my life, and I give it everything. I compromise on every other thing for film. So maybe that's why I'm where I am. Nollywood is a film industry that has its own style. It has its own ways. It has its own modalities, and structure. It might, the kind of structure we have here, of course, is totally different from what is obtainable in Europe and in America and even in India. But it is our ways, and somehow we've impacted with it. And the important thing, which is also an individual, should be an individual opinion, is, look, do you want to go out of here and represent, or rather be featured or be known in other territories? If yes, then maybe you need to add the international practice to the local practice. But if you're contented with what you're doing here, and that is all you want, then why not? Keep it going. As long as there's continuity, then I don't see it as a problem. I think it's it's a good thing, we all can be at the same level, and we can't dream alike, but it's good that there are options for people. You can decide, this is where I want to be. I want to be a local champion. Or you can say, look, I want to go and compete, out there,
And what are the challenges that a filmmaker needs to go through in the Nigerian film industry?
For any filmmaker, funding is one, depending on the kind of film you're doing. Whether even if you're doing documentary, you need some sort of funds. Even if you're doing short film, it has to be funded. If you're doing feature film, it has to be funded. So our approach to funding film, which is majorly the work of the producer, the approach is different. It varies, and for some people, it's not money. It's not just money. You can put all your resources together without really spending money. It's just about talking to people, and getting things done. And in some ways, it's money. Here, a lot of people believe in, look, I'll give you my service and you pay me now. In some other territory, people will say, look, I'll give you my services and I'll have stake in your product. So you pay me later. So I get royalty and I can always get it. In some other places, some people will say, oh, for the love of art, don't worry, I'll just do it. So it depends on your approach and it depends on who you are talking to. But funding is major. In Nigeria, another thing is, of course, infrastructure, and I'm tired of talking about infrastructure because this is how it's been since I was born. And, we've managed to get to this stage. And if anything is going to happen, it can only get better. So I'm just looking forward to it getting better. But for now, we'll continue to use the available resources, to make things happen.
How would you describe opportunities for ladies in the Nigerian film industry? Are there any?
Yeah, there are quite a number of female filmmakers, and they're doing very well. And filmmaking has no gender, issue. I think it's gender equality. Depends on the passion of the lady. I know quite a number of female directors, so it's not an issue here. The only thing is, for you to be a female director, you must really you must know your onion, because you're gonna be commanding, and running a whole setup, with a bunch of guys, muscular guys. But if you know what you're doing, they'll give you the due respect.